Hi dear Sagittarius, welcome to my YouTube channel, and in this video I'm going to talk about the transits for the month of October. This month is one of the most important months in 2023 because we have two eclipses in October. Yes, so let's see. On October 4th, Mercury is going to enter Libra for 18 days. This is a huge relief because Mercury spent slightly more than 2 months in Virgo because it was retrograde. Remember, Mercury entered Virgo on July 28th and then it went retrograde in August until like mid-September. And that retrograde was a nightmare. I wonder how it was for you guys, because for me it was awful. I kept forgetting things. I kept getting lost, and I hated it. But now, when Mercury enters Libra, it means Mercury is out of the shadow zone. It's in like good shape. So in October, we're not gonna forget things. We're not gonna misunderstand. We're not gonna, I don't know, get lost. And so it's good. Communication should be excellent in October. And another interesting thing about this Mercury is that it's going to be only 4 degrees away from the solar eclipse in Libra. So, and as you know, Mercury is the messenger of the gods. So this Mercury might bring some news or message associated with that eclipse. Okay. And then on October 6th, we have the last quarter moon in Cancer. Why am I mentioning this? Well, because this marks the beginning of a week where not much happens. Because the moon is becoming smaller and smaller day by day during this week. And it completely disappears by the time of the new moon. So it's not a good time to start anything new. So don't waste energy. I would say the days from October 6th to like October 10th are a great time to recharge your batteries. Don't feel guilty if you don't feel like doing anything. Don't do anything, okay? Because we have those two eclipses coming up, and eclipses are exhausting, like energetically draining. So make sure you get rest, okay? It's like the calm before the storm. Yeah. And next, on October 8th, Venus is going to enter Virgo. And again, yay, because Venus spent ages in Leo. Not that it was bad, but still, it's good to have some change of scenery, right? And also, so when Venus entered Leo on June 12th, and then it started retrograding in July until early September. So it was like a very karmic time, relationship issues, romantic frustrations, like all of that stuff. And so when Venus enters Virgo, it means Venus is out of the shadow zone. It's done. We are done with all the karmic work for the next year and a half. So this is great news. And also because this is great news because both of the eclipses in October are Venus ruled. Solar eclipse in Libra, a Venus ruled sign. Lunar eclipse in Taurus, another Venus ruled sign. So October is very Venusian. So I'm glad that Venus is in good shape, because otherwise we would have gotten like a lot of karmic baggage through eclipses. Yeah, if Venus was in the shadow zone. And so I'm excited about this Venus in Virgo. But generally, when Venus is in Virgo, it's considered to be the sign of its fall, okay? Venus's fall, because Venus doesn't like being in Virgo. Virgo is a very detail-oriented sign, and how can you love someone when you see all the flaws in a person, right? Because Venus wants to love, and Virgo notices all the details. And also, Virgo is a sign of service, and imagine Venus is like the popular girl, the hot girl, and she doesn't like doing all the manual work, right? So yeah, Venus hates being in Virgo, but it doesn't mean like there's gonna be no love when Venus is in Virgo. But it just means that during this time, from October 8th and for like the next 3.5 weeks, you are going to express love through acts of service. Yeah, you will show your love by being useful to your partner. um, Venus in Virgo isn't the kind that says sweet nothings and stuff. No, it's not like that. Venus in Virgo likes being useful. And for you, Sagittarius, Venus in Virgo is your 10th house. So um, work is gonna feel pleasant because 10th house is career and your social status. it's gonna get like charming energy, I guess. Like I don't know, a boost of charm. Yeah, and next. So if you need to have like some important conversation about promotion or something, the days after October 8th is a great time for that. Um, but I would say wait until like I don't know mid-October at least, because when Venus enters Virgo, it's gonna make an opposition to Saturn and Pisces. Yeah, and as you know, Saturn is a bit of a party pooper. So whenever Venus makes an aspect to Saturn, like there's this frustrating energy, like delay, blockage. Yeah, and since it's in your like 10th house and 4th house, it might be I don't know something like home related. Like maybe you have to pay for some repairs at home, like yeah, because Venus is money and Saturn is like some problem. Yeah, so and since it's in your 4th house, so there might be some problem at home and you have to pay money for that, for the service. Does that make sense? So it's not a completely bad aspect, but it's just yeah, there's gonna be some expense. And I'm not saying all Sagittarius are going to experience this. I'm just saying that it's one of the potential expressions of that energy. Another potential expression can be that like you might have to be frugal for a day or two, like for a few days, because Venus is money and Saturn is blockage, delays. Yeah, so yeah. Next, on October 10th, we have Pluto turning direct on the 27th degree of Capricorn. I mean, Pluto is very far away from the Sun, so you don't really feel it that much unless you have planets around the 27th degree of Capricorn. Like some Sagittariuses, you have your Venus around that degree. So when Pluto turns direct, all the Venus-related stuff, yeah, like all the delays are gonna be over. Okay, and next. Also, when Pluto turns direct, that means only 4 planets now retrograde. And that is good because all of them, all those 4 planets that are in retrograde are outer planets, and we don't really feel the retrograde motion of the outer planets. It's a very subtle energy. If you remember, in August we had like 6 planets in retrograde, and that's a lot because like half of the solar system was retrograde, and 2 of them were like personal planets. And so when personal planets are retrograde, we feel it in our daily lives. Like our routine is affected, and it's frustrating. There are delays, frustrations. But in October, we don't have any of that, and that is good news. Like it's a huge relief. And then on October 12th, Mars is going to enter Scorpio until November 25th. And so for you Sagittarius, that means Mars is going to enter your 12th house. 12th house, I don't know, it's like a very foggy house, and when Mars enters that area, Mars tends to activate whatever area it is in. So when Mars enters in the, and since I don't know, you might be having more dreams than usual, I guess, because 12th house is a house of sleep, like subconscious. Or maybe you will randomly get flashbacks of I don't know, some subconscious memories because Mars is the activator, energizer. Yeah, it's just one of the possible interpretations like of this energy. And then on October 14th, we have the new moon solar eclipse on the 21st degree of Libra. This is exciting because it's happening in your 11th house. Do you remember what happened to you around October 14th in 2004? I mean, it's a long time ago, like 18 years ago. And or 19 even, yeah, 19 years ago. It's a long time. And but if you are old enough to remember, do try to remember because it gives good insight. Because this eclipse is happening on the same exact degree in the same exact area of your life as in like late 2004. So something about your friendships, network, like-minded people. I don't know, internet. Do you remember anything happening around those themes in your life? Because this time something similar is gonna happen. So maybe I don't know. A friend will be eclipsed out because the moon is gonna pass in front of the sun, right? And since this is like the south node eclipse, south node is the area where we are letting go. It's like our comfort zone, while north node is the unexplored area. It's always like new opportunities and stuff, while south node is the comfort zone, where we even might feel stuck. Okay, so yeah, when eclipse is happening in the south node, we kind of like let go of that stuff. And since it's in your relationship house, you might let go of like some friendship that is no longer needed for you. And this time, the focus is on your romantic partners, because the north node is in Aries in your fifth house. Yeah, so a romantic partner is more prominent for you than friendships for the next year and a half. Yeah, I'm going to make a separate video for this eclipse, okay, and you can check that out. I'm gonna give more details in that. I'm trying to keep this monthly horoscope short. All right. And next, on October 22nd, we have Mercury entering Scorpio until November 11th. So again, Mercury is gonna sprint through Libra, it's gonna sprint through Scorpio, which is good. And when Mercury is in Scorpio, we are not really in the mood to have like small talk. We are disgusted by small talk during those 18 days, because Scorpio is a very deep sign. It doesn't like fake talk. And for you, dear Sagittarius, that is your 12th house. So I don't know, like spirituality, talking about your dreams, subconscious, memories, I guess, that can be like prominent during this time, because you also have Mars in there, Mars and Mercury. So Mars, as I said, is the activator, and Mercury is thoughts, so like activating like subconscious memories. Yeah. Um, it can be a great time to talk about like I don't know, psychological stuff, because Scorpio is a very psychological sign. And on October 23rd, the sun is going to join those two planets in your 12th house. So as you can see, most of October the focus was on your friendships, right? Networks, groups. And slowly but surely, like the planets start lining up in your 12th house, the last house. And so uh, towards the end of October, you'll start feeling more and more tired, because 12th house is the very last house. That means the sun has been traveling through the entire zodiac wheel the entire year, and by the time it reaches the 12th house, the sun is kind of like metaphorically tired. So Sagittarius, you'll feel tired. So make sure you recharge your like batteries before your birthday season, I guess, in November, at the end of November. Yeah, do be aware. And finally, on October 28th, we have full moon lunar eclipse, in Taurus, on the 5th degree of Taurus. And again, do you remember what happened in your life around October 28th in 2004? Like, let's just say late 2004. I don't think you will remember what happened exactly on October 28th, but it's just like around that time, in the end of 2004. Because again, we had this exact same eclipse back then, in 2004, 19 years ago, if you are old enough to remember. For you, Sagittarius, this lunar eclipse is happening in your work house. So sixth house is the house of work, daily routine, health, and pets. Okay, so something to do with those. And since this is like a north node eclipse, this is the last eclipse in Scorpio and Taurus. We're not gonna have eclipses in these two signs in this area of your life for the next 9 years. So this is extremely important. You're going to get like karmic rewards in your work, like for all the reward for all the work you've done in the previous year and a half, like in the past year and a half. Yeah, so it's interesting. I wonder what's gonna happen. So health, pets, work routine, yeah, karmic rewards. This should be excellent. And Sagittarius, those of you who have planets around the 5th degree of Scorpio, you are going to feel this. Or if you have your moon around the 5th degree of Taurus, you are going to feel this the most, much more than other Sagittarius. Yeah, I should mention that. And so, yeah, this is it for October, dear Sagittarius. As I said, most of October, the focus is on your friendships, networks, like-minded people, internet. But then, towards the end, the planets start lining up in your 12th house, the isolated house. And we have those two eclipses, and eclipses periods are very, very busy. So from October 14th, so from mid-October until like late October, very busy times. Like you're going to be exhausted. Do be prepared. But the good news is that the inner planets are direct. They're not retrograde, so the eclipses should be exciting. Get ready for the changes. Okay, and I hope you liked this video. If you did, please subscribe, and remember that I offer astrology readings. So if you want the birth chart analysis, um, compatibility readings, synastry readings, progressions, what else, transits, astrocartography readings, please email me or leave a comment. Okay, and otherwise, like, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in November.